R-O-U-S. We're flying first class up in the sky. Okay, welcome to my page. Please like, share, subscribe, rewatch, rewind, do whatever you gotta do. I'm a cool girl, I'm not like a regular girl. But yeah, so welcome here to my page. I'm so glad you guys are here. So let's get into it. So where do I begin? So earlier this year, the unthinkable happened. And I'll start from the very beginning. Your girl was in her feels, okay? So, wanting some attention, I guess you could say, I log on to my Facebook to take a few requests from the caller line. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm going through the caller line on my messenger for Facebook, literally the hotline was blinking. I'm talking about, I'm going down the list and I just see blue dot, blue dot, blue dot, which is unread message, unread message, unread message. So I'm like, shoot, hey y'all, I miss you too. So I started going through the messages and it's like a common theme and it's all about Tia and Tamara. And I'm like, dang, what picture did I post that, you know, show the girls off? Because there's nothing to hide, you know? And so I'm going through and I'm like, I'm seeing people comment, like this one lady commented, oh my God, I got 400 in CCs. Like, oh my God, I want to go bigger. And I'm like, I don't even know you. How do you know that I got a boob job? Like, only like my close knit friends and family know that's a procedure I have. Not that it's a secret, because if my grandma sees you in the market, supermarket, she's going to tell you, Claudia got her breasts done, because she's done it. She's done it, yeah. So yeah, and I'm just like going through and I'm like seeing people like, oh my God, nice rack. And I'm like, yeah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is, I mean, of course they should be the topic of the conversation, but like, how? So I'm noticing one thing that these comments have in common, and is that people are replying to a story. So if you post Facebook stories, you know, once you post the stories, even though it can show you that somebody replied to your story, you can't see what you posted. So I'm like, this looks like a job for Google. Let me go to Google and see how I can see what I posted, because I don't remember posting on this Facebook. And a whole little backstory about that is I have two Facebooks. One of them I post on regularly, the other one I don't. Don't ask me why, it's a whole other story, okay? So I go on Google and I'm like, how do I see old videos, old stories that I posted, which is basically an archive. Facebook has an archive as well. So I find out how to go to the archive. I go to the archive and I literally shitted a brick, okay? So they say in the country, I literally shitted a brick when I saw what I had posted. And like, y'all, they played a pimp. They played a player. A pimp was down bad. Pimp down, city girls down, okay? And so I'm like, in revelation, having a revelation, like, my close friend got linked to my Facebook story. If you have a close friend, you already know what's going on. You already know how what is given, okay? And so I'm just like, I'm gonna be real. 2022 already in this short couple of months has come in like a wrecking ball. So by the time I figured out what had happened a whole month later, I ain't had no more tears, okay? Your girl was out of tears. I had no more tears left whatsoever. So I'm just like in shock. I'm traumatized. I'm shocked. Like, there's literally a picture of the girls. Of course, they were covered. For legal purposes, they were covered, but it was still a picture that was on my close friends with, of course, a different top that I would not want to put out there. But now it's just like, you know. And then there was a few other posts, which for legal purposes I won't go into. But it's just not something you want your great aunt, your youth pastor, Shelly, that's been hating on you since 3rd grade, freaking little dude that's been wanting you, that you keep telling no. It's just not something you would want out there. Like, it's your close friends, like close friends. And literally over 600 people saw it. So I'm just like literally in shock. So I'm like calling my friend, like, oh my god, like I feel like, you know, like a Kardashian right now. I'm not gonna say which one, but that's what I felt like. Okay? And it was just totes not, it was just not the vibe. And so they're like telling me to calm down. I ended up going to a friend's house, you know, sitting with her, talking, trying to keep my mind off of it. And so as I'm on the way home, like I'm just like, again, like I had no tears. This year has been emotionally taxing. By this point, it's just like when that happened, I was just like, what now? What next? What do you have? What do you want from me? No. But yeah, introducing Tia and Tamara. What's good? What's popping? I want you guys to keep this in mind. I've always heard that breasts are twins. They're not twins. They are sisters. Okay? But let's get into it. So yes, this is Tia and Tamara. But let's get into it. So yes, this is Tia and Tamara. This is like the third top I've tried on. And I had it, I couldn't. I couldn't. Like, it was not the vibes. It was giving very much X-rated. So yeah, this is the top. That just lets me know that it's definitely time. It's time to get new swimsuits, okay? So yeah, swimsuit haul probably going to be coming in the next few months, in the near future. But so yes, again, Tia and Tamara. So this top is a small. It actually fits pretty big. This is from Shein though, and their tops fit pretty big. But I tried on other tops, and it was enough for me. As far as choosing a doctor, it looked up that my sister-in-law's friend had just went and gotten a breast augmentation herself. So we exchanged information. She sent me pictures. We talked on the phone, and she referred me to her doctor, which is Dr. Heaton in Birmingham, Alabama. I paused there because I'm like, is it Birmingham or is it Montgomery? It's definitely Birmingham, Dr. Heaton. So as far as that went, I loved her results. She loved her results, which is always a good thing if somebody loves their results as well. I looked him up. For me, Birmingham was not that far of a drive, about 2 hours on the road. So I'm like, cool, whatever, let's do it. And so I ended up going there to Dr. Heaton. I called him and talked over the phone. We obviously did virtual consultation, and they determined I was a good fit for the silicone 450 cc's gummy bears. So I decided to go ahead and book up with him. My appointment was about 2 months down. When you call these doctors, you'll see like you might need to prepare for a few months down the road before they can get you in, depending on who your doctor is and their availability, of course. Okay. But so yes, let's talk about aftercare for your breast, because one thing I can say, I watched a lot of videos leading up to my surgery, and no one talked about how these things come out looking like what they call Frankenboob. When I tell you, so the day after I had surgery, my close friend took me to pre-op, because once you get surgery, you do need to have somebody there that is authorized to be there with you. They'll have to sign a consent form as well. If you don't have anyone there, most likely these doctors will not release you. So I would make sure you have someone that is reliable to go with you, so that they can pick you up after the surgery. Because once you get out of surgery, you're going to be cuckoo. Okay, cocoa for coconuts. Okay, whatever. So my close friend picked me up. The worst part about surgery for me, I have a high pain tolerance. If you can't tell, I have all these tattoos. Pain is something that really doesn't bother me. But when I tell you, when I woke up, okay, first of all, I've had a hard life. So when that woman woke me up, I was ready to fight, okay? I'm like, where am I? What's going on? Like, who are you? She's like, just relax, ma'am. And I'm like, out of it. I'm like, oh shoot, girl, let me stop. I spent all this money. I'm not messing nothing up. So I relaxed. When she walked away, but anyway, So they had me all bandaged up. And the one thing that I remember most about coming out of surgery and coming out of the anesthesia is that I was sick to my stomach. Like I was sick. And they tell you to make sure you have food available so like you can fight the nausea, and they do also give you medicine, but of course you gotta wake up and take the medicine gotta kick in. I've already told you I'm impatient, so I was just like, it was pure hell for me waking up out of it. So one thing I will say is make sure you get your meds the night before. Don't take them now, but make sure you have them on deck, so when you wake up, as soon as you get in the car, meds, something to eat, let that kick in. The first night was the worst night for me, and after that it was smooth sailing. For me, I also had to learn how to sleep on my back. I was a stomach sleeper. Baby, not no more. Not anymore. I have not slept on my stomach in almost a year. I had to learn how to sleep on my back. What I did do before the surgery is I tried to practice doing that and learning mechanisms to make myself fall asleep, because for me, the reason why I slept on my stomach was because that's how I was able to go to sleep. So be sure not to sleep on your stomach. I would say, they say for like the first 6 months, but I've never gone back to sleeping on my stomach. It doesn't feel comfortable for me anymore, these big old things hanging out, you know what I'm saying? So I sleep on my side. But when I first got out of surgery, I would say for like the first 2-3 months, it was straight back action. And then as I got comfortable, I'm able to roll to the side and do a little side action. But please don't go home rolling on your stomach, girl. Please, just don't. They also say get a pregnancy pillow. I did not get one of those, but I have heard that pregnancy pillows do work. Especially if you're a mommy, you might already have that already. So boom, there that is. So again, you got your person that's there for you. You're getting your meds the night before. Prepping. Another thing I did for prepping was I rearranged my whole room. So when you get out of surgery, you're pretty much immobilized as far as using your arms. So you're not able to lift stuff, pick stuff up that's too heavy, over like I think like 5 or 10 pounds. And so for me, like I had stuff that was kind of like stacked up. So I had to make sure that I rearranged my room so I wasn't doing any lifting. I didn't have to move anything. Mind you, at this time we're going through season change, so my clothes are going to be different than what I've been wearing. So I made sure I had all my spring, early summer clothes set out. I made sure all that stuff was easily accessible for me. So when I got home, because I took care of myself after those first initial 2 days, I had to make sure that I could reach stuff. Make sure you have ice packs to make the swelling go down. Yeah, so make sure you're writing this down, because these are essential, because what you don't want to happen, and you don't want to call your doctor like, why is my implant up here and the other one down here? Well, baby, were you lifting stuff? Because if you were lifting stuff, that's probably why your breast is about to smack you in your freaking upper lip. Don't go home and lift. Use this time to rearrange your room. If you got stuff up here, put it down here. Because another thing that is not really talked about too much is how you're not going to be able to use your arms even if you wanted to. Even now, I used to could bend my arms back, do all that. I can't do that. And it took me a long time to like put my shirt on, all that. Like, baby, when I'm telling you them nerves is getting cut, okay? Because one nerve could be down here, but it will travel all the way up here. Therefore, you're not going to be able to lift your arms like that. So just keep these things in mind when you're preparing for the surgery. Do your due diligence so that you're not calling, harassing your doctor for a mistake you possibly could have made. Now, doctors are privy to mistakes as well, but these are things just as an extra precaution to make sure you don't have anything going wrong up here. It's a certain term that is called for that will come to me. It's not coming to me right now, but capsular constricture. That's what you do not want to have. And so capsular constricture, you can Google it, I might be saying it wrong, but that's how it's coming out, is when your breasts pretty much never drop. And again, when you first get them done, they're going to be up here. You want them things to drop. You want them things to drop, okay? You want them to drop it like it's hot, okay? You do not want them things sitting up here. You're 5 years post-op and it's down here. Because for one, it does lead to serious medical problems. For two, it's an extra cost because you might have to pay for that out of pocket if you can't determine that your doctor maybe could have been at fault. So just make sure you make sure that you're doing your due diligence. Also, not just with capsular construction does it get stuck up here, they get hard. Arrgh. Don't nobody want no hard rack. Nobody wants a hard rack. Like, that's what you want to stay away from. So again, just make sure your stuff is level. Make sure you're not doing too much lifting. As far as your bras, make sure you're getting clasp bras that like close in the front. So for me, you can go to Walmart and get these. Like, literally just go to Walmart. I tried to order some offline, spent 50 bucks. They got here, it was literally a strap, no cloth. What am I supposed what are those? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? So I ended up going to Walmart when I did get out of surgery, and I went and got the ones that clasp in the front. They buckle up in the front. So I would get those type of bras. Only cost me a couple of bucks at Walmart. And so yeah, I've had those and we've been rocking out ever since. You can go back and buy as many as you want, as little as you don't need, but they are at Walmart. So I would go make sure that you have those that open in the front. Stay away from, I mean, you can get sports bras, but for me, that's what felt the most comfortable, and I wear those to bed even to this day because they have a good support system. They hold them right. I feel good, everything's good, and even if you put on like a t-shirt dress, they still look good in that type of bra. That's just my comfort zone. One thing I will tell you is you can go buy a bra after a certain amount of time, but don't wear that bra to bed. You should never wear a bra to bed anyway, but especially when you have implants, the underwire can also cause problems as well. So yeah, just make sure you go to Walmart, maybe Target, but I found mine at Walmart, and get that type of bra. So back to the Frankenboob. These are all the things that you need to take, the steps you need to take to prevent, hopefully, from getting Frankenboob. I came out, well actually, let me take that back. This will help you to not get capsular structure. But back to Frankenboob. We're in post-op, and they gonna wrap. You're like, take a look at them. And I'm like, I've waited for this moment all my life. And they were ugly. They were ugly, okay? I said, what is this? Like, I literally said, what is this? And if you know me, you know I literally said, what is this? And so they're like, this is what you asked for. And I'm like, but why do they look like this? So again, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Claudie Cat, and these are the true confessions of Claudie Cat. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Love ya.